the integral of dx over x square root of 4x squared plus 9. Let's try this problem in a little different way. We're going to try a substitution with u equals the radical term. So the square root of 4x squared plus 9. du by the power rule is then 1/2 4x squared plus 9 to the negative 1/2 times, applying the chain rule, 8x dx. We can simplify this further by moving this 4x squared plus 9 into the denominator, while also multiplying together these coefficients out in front. Now this is almost what we have in the problem right here. We've got dx over the square root of 4x squared plus 9. We're only missing the 4x. So let's multiply the numerator by 4x and the denominator by 4x. Replacing the boxed in segment with du, this leaves us with the integral of du over 4x squared. However, we have a mixture of u's and x's, so at this stage we need to go back to the original substitution and solve for x, or at least for 4x squared. So from here we can square both sides of this equation, and we've got u squared equals 4x squared plus 9. And we want to solve this for 4x squared because that's what appears in the integral. So if we subtract 9 from both sides of the equation, we've got u squared minus 9 equals 4x squared. We can now replace the 4x squared in the integral with u squared minus 9. So this is the integral of 1 over u squared minus 9 du. And this is a rational function, so we can decompose this into partial fractions. So let's write 1 over, we'll factor the denominator as u plus 3 times u minus 3. And we must be able to decompose this as a over u minus 3 plus b over u plus 3. Multiplying both sides of this equation by the common denominator of u minus 3, u plus 3. What's left on the left-hand side is just 1. On the right, after we reduce, we have a times u plus 3 plus b times u minus 3. If we evaluate this equation here, both sides at u equals 3, we get 1 equals 6a, and this tells us that a is 1/6. If we evaluate both sides of this equation at u equals negative 3, we get 1 equals negative 6b. So we know b is negative 1/6. That means we can simplify the original integral as 1/6, right? We can factor out this common factor of 1/6, 1 over u minus 3 minus 1 over u plus 3 du. Now each of these looks like an ln, so this gives us 1/6 times ln of u minus 3 minus ln of u plus 3 plus c. And we can use our ln property to combine these together into a single log as 1/6 ln of u minus 3 over u plus 3 plus c. And then finally we can replace all the u's that we see with what our original u was, this substitution up top. So this will give us 1/6 ln of u minus 3, so the square root of 4x squared plus 9 minus 3 divided by u plus 3, which is the square root of 4x squared plus 9 plus 3 plus c.